The stock market is a tumultuous sea, a dance of numbers that could spell joy or despair with every sway. For those of us who have chosen to wade into this sea, to partake in this dance, the thrill of the game often fuels our journey. Yet, in this ceaseless pursuit of profits, a subtle adversary often rears its head: overtrading. A hidden nemesis, overtrading is much like a siren's song, luring us with promises of activity and engagement, yet leading us astray from our strategic path. In the realm of trading, overtrading takes the shape of excessive trading, often devoid of a thoughtful strategy or the necessary diligence. It's the incessant urge to plunge headfirst into the market at every hint of an opportunity, or sometimes, even at the absence of one. However, before we seek the antidote, we must first delve into understanding the nature of this beast. Where does overtrading stem from? What are the motivations that spur this excessive market activity? The origins of overtrading are as diverse as they are insidious. For some traders, it's the fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO, that fuels their overtrading habits. The market is a panorama of possibilities, with opportunities lurking around every corner. It's not uncommon for traders to feel a compelling need to seize all of these possibilities, leading to an overflow of trades. For others, overtrading stems from the adrenaline rush that accompanies frequent trading. Much like a roller coaster ride, the ups and downs of the market can create an exhilarating high. Some traders find themselves chasing this high, trading excessively as a result. There are also those who turn to overtrading in an attempt to recover from a string of losses. In this scenario, overtrading is born out of desperation, out of the frantic desire to climb back up to previous standings. Then there are instances when the market slows down, and the absence of action breeds restlessness. Traders might resort to overtrading merely to combat this boredom, to feel a sense of movement even when the market is still. These triggers, unique as they might be to each trader, share a common root: they are born out of emotional responses. The fear of missing out, the thrill of the chase, the despair of losses, the discomfort of inaction, these are emotional reactions. As we've discussed earlier, while emotions are an integral part of our human experience, they can often be unreliable guides in the trading sphere. To drive this point home, let's consider an anecdote from the trading world. Picture a seasoned trader, let's call him Mike. Mike had been trading for several years, enjoying a mix of victories and setbacks. A particular streak of losses, however, rocked his trading journey. Fueled by a desperate desire to recover, Mike found himself spending all his waking hours at his trading desk, jumping in and out of trades, completely detached from his previous trading strategy. The result? Mike's losses deepened, and his trading capital dwindled significantly. Mike's story serves as a stark reminder of the perils of overtrading. It showcases how easily we can be swept up in the whirlwind of emotions, abandoning our carefully planned strategies. In essence, overtrading is like embarking on a road trip with no destination in mind, continuously pressing the gas pedal, being in constant motion. The landscape whizzes past, the odometer racks up miles, and there's a deceptive feeling of progress. However, without a clear roadmap, the journey is likely to lead to unplanned detours, backtracks, and dead ends. The detrimental effects of overtrading extend beyond the immediate financial losses. It can lead to emotional exhaustion, decreased confidence, and a potential loss of passion for trading. By understanding the nature of overtrading, we can begin to armor ourselves against it. So, here we are, standing face to face with the insidious foe of overtrading, a hidden adversary fueled by our own emotional responses. We've charted its origins and understood its impacts. But remember, knowing the enemy is only half the battle won. Now, let's turn the spotlight inwards, focusing on the one terrain where we hold absolute control: ourselves. As we dive into the realm of self-awareness, remember, this is where our real journey begins. Recognizing the problem is half the solution. As we've identified overtrading and understood its origins, we can now focus on devising our line of defense, with our first strategy being self-awareness. Self-awareness, in the context of trading, involves understanding your motivations, identifying your emotional triggers, and being aware of your trading habits. The seeds of self-awareness are sown through a keen understanding of one's emotional landscape. Emotions drive our actions, and by recognizing our emotional patterns, we can prevent impulsive trading decisions. So, how does one develop this emotional awareness? A starting point can be keeping a trading journal. This journal is not merely a record of your trades, your profits, and losses. Instead, it's a deep dive into each trading decision. It is a narrative of why you entered a trade, what your expectations were, and how the trade eventually turned out. Additionally, jot down the emotions you experienced throughout the trade. Was it excitement, fear, confidence, or perhaps doubt? Let's circle back to our friend Mike. If Mike had maintained a journal, he could have spotted the emotional turbulence that led to his overtrading. His entries would likely have reflected his desperation and his departure from his strategy. Recognizing these patterns early could have steered Mike away from overtrading. The practice of journaling aids in identifying recurrent emotional patterns and helps in acknowledging the impact of these emotions on your trading decisions. Over time, this awareness serves as a timely check, allowing you to pause, reassess, and then proceed, rather than plunge into a trade on a whim. Another avenue for cultivating self-awareness is mindfulness. Mindfulness brings your attention to the present moment, grounding you amidst the market's volatility. When practiced regularly, mindfulness can enhance your focus, reduce impulsive reactions, and promote patience. There are various techniques to cultivate mindfulness, from meditation and yoga to simple breathing exercises. A calm mind is often more receptive to market signals and less likely to fall into the overtrading trap. Our third strategy is self-reflection. Set aside time each week to review your trading activities. Look at the bigger picture, beyond individual trades. Were there instances when you traded excessively? What prompted these actions? Was it fear, boredom, or the thrill of the activity? Through reflection, we begin to notice our triggers and can subsequently create an action plan to counter them. Through the lens of self-awareness, we have started decoding the emotional triggers behind overtrading. We've learned to identify and navigate our emotional currents, setting the stage for a more mindful trading approach. But we aren't stopping here. Now that we've harnessed the power of self-awareness, it's time to get tactical. As we delve into the next chapter, remember, awareness without action is like a ship without a sail. Let's ready our sails and navigate the practical strategies to combat overtrading. As we venture into the heart of this discussion, we come to the practical tools and techniques that can serve as our shield against overtrading. While self-awareness sets the foundation, these strategies build upon it, offering tangible steps to counter the overtrading temptation. Let's start with one of the most basic yet powerful tools, a well-defined trading plan. A trading plan is a beacon in the often chaotic trading seas. It outlines your financial goals, your risk tolerance, and your trading strategy, serving as a constant guide. However, the plan's efficacy lies not just in its creation, but in its consistent application. So, ensure that your plan is not an abstract document but a live reference, referred to before every trading decision. In the heat of the trading moment, the urge to deviate from the plan can be overwhelming. Remember, though, deviation paves the way for impulsive decisions and potential overtrading. Therefore, make a commitment to stick to your plan. If necessary, make a physical note and place it near your trading station. Adhere to the plan. Our second strategy takes inspiration from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. It preaches the acceptance of things we cannot control and focuses on those we can. The market will fluctuate, it's its inherent nature. Trying to control or predict it with absolute certainty is a futile endeavor and often a trigger for overtrading. Instead, focus on your actions, your strategy, your risk management, factors within your control. The shift from a market-centric to a self-centric focus can significantly reduce overtrading. Next, we embrace the principle of less is more by setting a cap on the number of trades. Before your trading day starts, decide on a maximum number of trades you'll execute, regardless of the market conditions. This cap is not a restrictive bind. Rather, it's a reminder to trade thoughtfully and not get swayed by market noise. What do you do when the market buzzes with potential trades, but you've hit your cap? This brings us to our next strategy, the watch and learn approach. When you're not actively trading, take the opportunity to observe the market, to study its patterns. These insights will enrich your trading knowledge and prove invaluable in future trades. Another effective countermeasure against overtrading is scheduled breaks. Continuous exposure to the market can blur your judgment, increase stress, and fuel the urge to trade. Scheduled breaks break this cycle. Use these breaks to step away from the screens, rejuvenate, and return with a refreshed mind. A clear mind is less prone to emotional decisions and, consequently, to overtrading. Lastly, consider finding a trading partner, a mentor, or join a trading community. Trading can often be a solitary activity, and solitude can sometimes lead to overtrading. A trading partner or community provides a sounding board for your ideas, reduces the loneliness, and adds a layer of accountability, all of which can help keep overtrading in check. In the world of trading, overtrading is a silent foe, creeping in unnoticed until the damage is done. However, armed with self-awareness and these strategies, we can fortify our defenses, ensuring our trading journey stays on the path of thoughtfulness and sustainability. As we navigate our individual paths, remember, trading is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a journey of resilience, patience, and continuous learning. As we conclude, let's remind ourselves of the old adage, the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. So, let's choose to be patient, to be thoughtful, to resist the siren's song of overtrading. Here's to smart trading and to a journey filled with learning, growth, and success.